Let us execute a timer program in assembly level language. Okay, so already in theory you have studied that there is a timer that can act as a counter also. Okay, so it operates in four different modes, that is mode 0, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3. So here we'll be discussing regarding mode 1 and mode 2 operation. Mode 1, it is 16-bit timer or counter, and mode 2 is 8-bit timer or counter, also called as auto reload mode. Now the program is already typed. I'll just open the project file. I'll click on open project. Okay, here I need to select the project. So project name is timer. I'll click on it, open. The program is already opened. So here you can see org0000H. It indicates the starting location of the program, that is the program should start in 0th location. And tmod, it is loaded with 01H, indicating that timer 0 is used in mode 1. Mode 1 means 16-bit timer mode. TH and TL, it is loaded with FFF1. So here I have chosen this value. The reason is that, so for every clock pulse that is received, TH-TL, the combination of this will be incremented by 1, so that overflow can occur very fast. That is why I have chosen this high value. You need to load TH and TL based on the delay that is required. Set bit TR0, this instruction is used to start the timer. Okay, and JNB TF0, that is continuously this TF0 flag is monitored to check if there is any overflow. If there is any overflow, then it will come out of the loop, else the same instruction will be continuously executed. Then the timer run control bit is made 0, that is clear TR0. Then the timer overflow flag, it is made 0. Then a loop instruction is written, that is unconditional branch instruction is written, jump up, so that TH and TL will be reloaded next. So the difference between mode 1 and mode 2 operation is that mode 2 is auto reload mode, that is automatically TL will be loaded with a value what is there in TH register, whereas in mode 1 operation we need to reload the value of TH and TL. Okay, next we'll be discussing regarding mode 2, where you will understand the concepts better. Here there is a necessity for reloading TH and TL. So everywhere you can see along with the, usually we say THX, it can be 0 or 1. If it is 0, it indicates that timer 0 is used, else timer 1 is used. Let me execute the program. Next you need to include this program. Okay, so you have to include this program into the project. The program is already included. Let me set the oscillator frequency. Oscillator frequency, it is 11.0592 megahertz, and we are using on chip ROM. Okay, then you click OK. Then let me compile the program. The program is error free. Then let me build the target. The target is built. Okay, then let me debug the program. Go to debug, start. Okay. Now I am using timer 0. In order to get this window, go to peripherals, select timer. You need to select timer 0. Then you get this window. Okay, now let us look into the execution part. Tmod is loaded with 01. So here you can see Tmod value is 00. that means automatically mode 0 is selected, so it is acting as a 13-bit timer. So these are the default values. When this instruction is executed, you get to know the change. Say tmod is loaded with 0 1. Okay, so here the mode is 16-bit register or timer mode. TL and TH will be loaded with FF and F1. TH is FF, TL is F1. TR0, the timer run control bit has to be made 1. So here the status is stop, that means the timer is in stop state. When you execute this instruction set bit TR0, the status is run, so TR0 automatically it becomes 1. Then this instruction will be continuously executed. So here it takes 2 machine cycles, so you can see that. So continuously the bits, the value is incremented for every clock pulse received. Okay, so then the run control bit is made 0, the status is stop. Then clear TF0, it is on, now it is cleared. Then jump up. So here the program has executed once. For the next round you need to reload the value of TH and TL. TH and TL value, some other value it has got. Now TH and TL will be reloaded, you can see. Okay, let me execute it once again and let me show the output. TR0, the status is stop, TR0 is 0. Okay, now it has become 1, J and B. See here, continuously TL value will be incremented, and now you can see once there is an overflow, see TF0 has automatically become 1. Interrupt will be enabled. Here we are not speaking regarding the interrupts, but still you can see the interrupt flag will be 1. Then you need to clear. So you can see status is stop, it is cleared. Okay. Now after this you need to stop debugging session and project has to be closed. Okay, now this is about a timer operation in mode 1. Let us see the timer operation in mode 2. Already I have typed the program. I'll open the project and I have given the project name as timer 1, and I'll open the file open. So the name I have given is timer program 1. I'll open the program. So here you can see ORG0000 indicates that timer 1 is used in mode 2. TH and TL value is loaded. It is a 8-bit timer mode, so TH and TL will have the same value. Set bit TR1, that is timer is started. Then for every clock pulse received, the value in TH-TL value register will be incremented, and once there is an overflow, then the run control bit has to be made 0. Then the timer overflow flag has to be made 0. Jump up 1, that is the loop has to be executed. So here you can note down the difference. Here in the previous mode you had to reload the value in TH and TL, but here you don't have to reload the value of TH and TL. You just have to start the timer. That is a speciality of this mode. It is called as timer run control mode. Okay, so let me include this program. This program is already included in the project. Okay, let me check for error. Let me build the target. So here everywhere you find 1 indicating that timer 1 is used. Let me start the debugging session. So here timer 1 is used. To select that, go to peripherals, timer, and select timer 1. Okay, now see here, let us see how it works. See, now it is 13-bit register. Now tmod value, when it is loaded with 20, that means see here you can see automatically it is displayed as 8-bit auto reload mode. TH and TL, see here, TH and TL is reloaded. Then timer is started, run control bit is made 1. Then continuously TF1 flag is monitored. Okay, so once there is an overflow, TF1 is raised. Then timer run control bit is made 0. TF1 is made 0. Jump up 1. Okay, jump up 1. Now you can see actually you have used a loop to come to this instruction set bit TR1. So now you have not written any instruction to reload TH and TL, but still it gets reloaded. That is a speciality of that is a timer in mode 2. So here you can notice the change. See, there is an overflow. There is an overflow. As soon as there is an overflow, TL will be loaded with a value which is there in TH register. I'll execute once again. See, F3. Okay, so once there is an overflow, TF1 is raised. TR run control bit, it is now 1. You need to make it 0 for the next round. After that, you need to stop the debugging session, go to project and close the project. Thank you.